what did it say when you went to save it, if you were going to change the name? Catalog. So.
It's kind of like a magazine.
Okay. What might you do in a catalog?
Look at it.
For things to buy, maybe? For things that you might want? So this is kind of like that because we are browsing for what? What are we looking for? Books. So in here, we are going to search for books that we have here in the library. Okay?
So anything that's on this website is something that we have access to in our library?
Yep.
Very cool.
Very neat. You guys, you will be amazed at how much we have. So now that we're in standard search, I want you to come down here to material types. That arrow will let you drop down. And we're going to pick books.
It's in alphabetical order, so it should be near the top. Yeah, it just says book. Yep.
We need to change that to book, otherwise we'll get a lot of weird. We could get newspaper articles or e-books.
And
DVD. Okay, so then at the top we're going to change this to subject.
So right under the search bar, you should see some options.
Subject.
And now, all those subjects that you came up with on your paper, the things that you are the most interested in, I want you to pick one of those to start, the one that you're the most interested in. Not the name of a book, not the name of a series, but something you love to do at home or a type of book that you're interested in.
So it could be one of the things that they highlighted.
Could be one of the things you highlighted, like science or animals. Or snakes. And you are going to type that in your search bar.
Make sure you spell it correctly.
Yep, if you need help spelling it, because it's important for this.
We put one of these on.
You can, absolutely. Or you can narrow it down even. So if one of them's animals, you could be specific about what type of animal. Okay, so maybe there's different types of poetry, right? So you could pick a specific piece of poetry, or you could just write poetry.
I read this book once.
Awesome.
The girl, the dragon, and the whoa. Say cheese. No, I don't want Mr. Guys.
Alright, so now that you're there, and you are going to get some amazing results, so let me put in something that I love to do.
That's a big keyboard. Let's see. Just something that you're addicted to.
I'm not addicted to bugs, but I like to learn about bugs. I don't necessarily like them in the same room as me, but I think they're interested. So I hit search, and down here, so I'm getting all of these books about bugs. 27 pages of books in this library about bugs. In our library. This one here.
27 pages.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to look through these, okay? You guys, you can look at how many pages. You can look at the accelerated reader levels, because that might help you to know maybe that's a book.
So with that one says level 3.9, that's almost like the grade level that it should be, so that would be an appropriate book for you guys.
So you can scan through these. You might judge a book by its cover, because I'm guilty of doing that if there's a picture, but don't
I
just
wasn't
cross
even
out
close
the
to it.
ones that don't,
I noticed it.
that they might be a really good book.
smart.
Right. So then what you're going to do, I want you to try and select, and here's the part that you need to write down, and this is where the sticky notes come in handy. Okay? And you're going to stick these on the paper that has your name on them. You're going to try to choose, I'm hoping you get a chance here to maybe pick two of them. You have to do it a little bit quickly, but there's so many to pick So here are a couple ideas that I'm giving you up on the board for things that you might look at when you're inspecting this book. You might look at the front cover and the back cover. You might look at any illustrations or pictures in the book. You might ask yourself, ooh, if I read this, maybe I'll read the first page. Do I understand what they're talking about? Maybe you'll open it up and maybe you'll choose a random page. And you can do the 5-finger rule or the 5-finger trick. You can figure out, is this an uphill book? Meaning, so this one I learned last week. If you get to 3 unknown words, is that an okay book still? That's like the best book. I like that. Because that will challenge you, right? But if you start getting up to 5 fingers,
Too hard.
too hard.
No, if you don't get any fingers,
Is it interesting? Is this an important one?
yeah.
I would say this might be the most important one to focus on. Does it look exciting? Am I interested in the topic? You might look at the table of contents, the first page, a random page. Some people look at the last page. I can't ruin a book for myself like that. It would be devastating. I know somebody at the high school who, when they pull the book off the shelf and read the last chapter to decide if they want to choose it.
Sad.
It is sad. I couldn't do it. All right, so what we're going to do, we are going to start our browsing, okay? And like I said, listen for those cues. Take a peek at all the different books on the table because you never know what's going to be on there. There is such a wide variety of books that we pulled off. But be listening for those cues to move on. And the last thing, you have a book menu. So you can write your name in it. Everybody gets a book menu. If you find more than 2 books that you like, I don't want you to leave without at least being able to write them down. You'll get to keep those in where you keep your library cards, and the next time you come, you can look on your book menu to check out something that you liked before that's on your book menu. Or maybe both you and your friends are like, no, I really want this one, and she's like, no, I really want it. Well, one of you decide, well, okay, you take it this time, I'll write it on my list, and the next time I come to the library, I'll check it out. Does that sound like a good deal?
Yeah.
I'll walk you through the first one. It'll be a lot of fun, I promise. All right. You're scared? No, I hope not. All right. So I'm giving you a few seconds to browse. So go ahead and browse. This is where you kind of want to get your hands on every book on the table. Kind of look at all of them. You can pass them around in a circle. This is your chance maybe to chat to a friend next to you about it.
How did I do this? Keep Mr. Sugarman.
Spoil the ending.
Allie.
Those are good.
I read that. That's good.
That was a great place.
The one that Allie has.
That tells you everything they're going to talk about.
What you need, honey? It's a funny one.
If pigs could fly,
Do you like those kinds of activities? Good.
that's a poem it wrote.
Not at this table, maybe.
I would get that.
You're like,
You're
okay, because here we are. All right, and a hush came over the crowd. Hush. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take time to start to read this book. You can still inspect it a little bit, but you're going to really dig deep into one book that you chose off the table to decide whether or not it's going to go on your book menu or if you're going to leave it at the table and move on to the next restaurant. Okay? That's fine. You can continue to. So everybody,